Most English learners have the same problem. They understand English. They read well, they follow movies, they get the general idea. But the moment someone asks them a question in English, silence. That is not a language problem. That is a training problem. And training problems have solutions. Welcome to English with Mark. This is the podcast where we cut through the noise, focus on what actually works for improving your English. No wasted time, just real methods. Let's get into it. Today we are talking about English conversation, why it feels so hard at the beginning, how to start speaking even with limited vocabulary, and one method most learners completely ignore, but that changes everything once they discover it. That method is repetition. Stay with me. First, let's kill a myth. Many people believe some people are simply born good at languages. They think fluency is a gift. It is not. Conversation is a skill, and skills are built through practice, not through talent. Think about riding a bicycle. Nobody gets on for the first time and rides perfectly. You fall, you try again, you get better. English conversation works exactly the same way. At the beginning, it is hard. You think slowly, you search for words, you make mistakes. This is normal. Every fluent speaker you have ever heard started exactly where you are now. The only difference is they kept going when it got difficult. They did not stop when they made mistakes. They kept practicing until conversation became automatic. That is the only secret. Now, beginners make one critical mistake. They try to sound like a native speaker too soon. They want complex sentences, big vocabulary, fast delivery. And when they cannot do that, they feel like they are failing. Stress builds. Speaking gets harder. They stop. Do not do this. Start small. Short sentences. Words you already know. Do not wait until your English is perfect to start speaking. It will never feel perfect. That is not how language works. You speak with what you have right now. And when you do not know a word, describe it. You do not know the word chef. Say the person who cooks food in a restaurant. That is clear. That is natural. That is real communication. The goal is not to impress anyone. The goal is to be understood. Communication first, perfection later. Now, listening. Most beginners try to speak a lot without listening enough first. That is backwards. Language enters through the ears before it comes out of the mouth. Listening is not passive. Listening is training. When you listen to English every day, your brain is working. It learns how sentences are built. It learns how words connect. It absorbs the rhythm and natural flow of conversation. This is called input. The more input you give your brain, the easier speaking becomes later. Do not pressure yourself to understand everything. 50% is enough at the start. Your brain is still learning from the rest. With daily listening, comprehension grows. And soon words and phrases start coming out of your mouth, without you consciously thinking about them. That is your brain doing its job. Trust it. Now repetition. I know, it sounds boring. But this is not about memorizing word lists. This is neuroscience. When you hear a sentence for the first time, your brain creates a small memory connection. It is weak, fragile. If you never hear it again, it fades and disappears. But if you hear it again, tomorrow, next week, next month, that connection gets stronger and faster. Until one day that sentence is automatic. You do not think about it. You just say it. That is what fluency actually feels like. This is why I recommend listening to the same episode multiple times. Each listen does something different. First time, you get the main idea. Second time, you catch words you missed. Third time, you notice pronunciation and grammar patterns. Fourth time, you shadow. Shadowing means speaking along with the audio at the same time. At first, it feels impossible. Do it anyway. Your pronunciation improves. Your rhythm improves. Your speed improves. You start speaking more automatically. Less thinking, more speaking. A musician plays the same piece hundreds of times. A language learner must do the same with sounds and sentences. Now, consistency. This is where most people fail. Not because they are lazy, because they misunderstand how the brain learns language. They study 3 hours on Saturday and nothing all week. That does not work. Your brain learns through small daily contact. not big weekly sessions. 15 minutes every day beats 2 hours once a week. Every single time. Listen in the morning. Talk to yourself while you cook. Repeat phrases out loud while you walk. Describe what you see. Describe what you are doing. Small habits. Every day, they stack up fast. And do not wait for a native speaker to practice with. You do not need one. Talk to yourself. Ask questions out loud and answer them. Describe your day. Pretend you are explaining something to a friend. It feels strange at first. Do it anyway. It trains your brain to think directly in English, instead of translating from your native language. When that shift happens, everything accelerates. Here is your plan. 1. Listen to slow, clear English for 10 to 15 minutes every day. 2. Listen to the same episode 3 times in 1 week. 3. After your second listen, pick one section and shadow it. 4. Speak out loud every day, even 5 minutes counts. 5. Review useful conversation phrases regularly so they stay sharp. Follow that for 3 months. Not 3 weeks, 3 months. You will respond faster. You will feel less nervous. You will stop translating in your head. Your confidence will grow. Fluency is not about speaking fast. It means speaking clearly and naturally without long, painful stops. You do not need to sound like a native. You need to communicate in a way people follow easily. That is the standard, and it is reachable for every learner, at every level. Give your brain what it needs. Input, repetition, daily practice. Not magic, not talent. Just consistent work every single day. Start today. Keep going tomorrow. That is the method. That is the only method that works.